Welcome to another exciting episode of Football Analysis. Lots of talking points here and there. A lot has happened over the world of football over the weekend. I mean, from the AFCON to FA Cup games to the La Liga to the Ligue 1. I mean, everywhere you turn, football everywhere really. And I love it. I love the season of football like that. I love football coming in every. Do you understand? Like the energy, the vibe everywhere you turn. So there's no drought of football. Welcome, guys. It is another exciting episode of Football Analysis. Like I said, I'm your host, Omolabake, and you can call me what? Yeah, call me Omolabake. Yes, that's it. I'm coming to you from the studios of CTV. The show is brought to you courtesy at Damasley Foundation. I'm not doing this alone, of course. With me, I've got Chisom Okpala, aka MC Biscuit, aka the Oracle. Chisom, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, we're good. And finally, gracious Lord, EPL is back, and
that was a long break, yeah?
Man, 2 weeks is like 15,000 years without the EPL, so I'm so happy it's back.
But well, the AFCON did keep us company, though.
Yeah, the AFCON kept us with so many 1-0 scorelines that was very annoying.
Well, a score line that was not 1-0. Let's start from that place. Had to be the third place game that went down between Burkina Faso and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. It was a 6-goal thriller. So that one gave you as many goals as you can possibly enjoy. Let's talk about that game now, shall we? Burkina Faso going ahead in that game. I mean, 3-0. I felt like it was game over. I went to sleep. Then I woke up. Then I checked, like, what's up? What's going on in this game? And I saw 3-3. I was marveled. I mean, let's talk about that game. Did you expect the kind of scoreline you saw?
No.
You never experienced it?
When I switched on to the game and I saw 3-0, I was like, wow. So Burkina Faso is going to take third. I said, okay, yeah, things happen. But if you come back and see 3-3, like, I was the FA of that Burkina Faso team. They will all be collecting kings, strokes of the king. Like, how do you throw away 3 goals in a loser's final? Like, wow, Cameroon just had to take something from that game anyway.
And take something they actually did. Let's talk about the influence and the impact of the star man, the captain of the side, Vincent Aboubakar. Is coming on into that game. It changed the entire dynamics, and it was as though the Cameroonian side, they got rejuvenated. Perhaps they got the energy to push for something, actually fight. I mean, considering the fact that they are the host nation and all of that stuff, really.
Well, to CAF, Mane is the player of the tournament, I guess. To me, Vincent is the player of the tournament. I don't want to know what anybody has to say. That guy was just the bomb. He was everything. The goals he was scoring for fun. Like, when was the last time we had a high goal scorer that scored so many goals like that? Yeah,
8 goals, and that's something massive.
Last AFCON, the highest goal scorer got 5 goals. And
True.
he got 8.
True.
And he started his last game on the bench. Came on to rescue his team and did just that. Man, he deserves every accolade.
Well, I do agree with that actually, because I feel like the influence he came on, he led from the front, he carried his team on his shoulders, and I don't know, the way the entire Cameroonian team were set up, it was able to actually carry that load and lead them properly. And unfortunately, they did not win. But hey, at least they were able to at least come with a trophy, considering the fact that they were actually the host nation. But that was some game, to say the very least. I did not expect a 6-goal thriller in a third-place game. I never expected it, actually. And considering the fact that Burkina Faso, they were balling. They were having the time of their lives for some reason, and then it just went and scattered like a pack of cards.
Well, I feel they are 3 goals up. They don't have anything to stress themselves for again. That was their own undoing anyway. In African football, at least Nigerians can actually tell, because it is still fresh in my head when I remember that 4 scoreline. So 3-3, man, in a very, very important game like that was a very bad letdown. Well, they will learn from it.
I learned from it. I expect that they're not babies in this competition actually, and I actually thought they were going to be able to live with something. But hey, considering the kind of energy, or should I say the ginger, the Cameroonians actually came with, they were not going to settle for less. Let's now move on to the final game, and that game did not give us the kind of goals we saw in the third place game. For crying out loud, Senegal taking on Egypt. Boy, oh boy. For me, as a Reds fan, as a Liverpool fan, I was so conflicted. I mean, I've got Sadio Mane, I've got Mohamed Salah, both of my boys going head to head, and I was like, may the best man win, because I absolutely had no favorite. I just wanted them to actually just have a good game, just soar like the stars they are. You know, my boys are stars. And then we had to play a whole 2 hours of football without a goal.
Well, you know, I was rooting for Senegal to win because in 2002 when they played Cameroon in the final, I was rooting for Senegal to win. Yes, I'll call it a little bit of bad belly because Cameroon beat Nigeria in the year 2000 game finals. So I was hoping Senegal could actually lift it, but oops, Cameroon took it again. Then they had their chance in the last AFCON against Algeria. And I was expecting and I was hoping that they would get it. But this time around, they were third time lucky this time. And, the finals actually lived up to its expectations to me. I was not expecting goals as such. In fact, they played out the expected draw I was looking out for. Because looking at the Senegal team, you will notice they play very team-organized football. And if they are not scoring you, you're not scoring them. That's how their game has been throughout that tournament. The first 2 games they played were like, is it the Senegal that we know? Then they started picking up pace. Like
yes, and they grew in confidence for every game, for every stage. They got better, so to speak. And let's talk about that penalty. In the early stages of the game, 4 minutes, and then wham. And I was like, now I'm going to get the goals I was actually clamoring for. I expected a barrage of goals, not so many, but at least a minimum of 2 goals, right? Maybe a 1-1 draw. Just give me goals. But no, that did not happen. It was a game of Gabaski against the Senegalese side, because look at that penalty. I feel like the Sadio Mane's penalty, the first one in regulation time, I feel like that penalty was well taken. It was a good penalty. But hey, Gabaski to the rescue, considering how many times there's actually bailed Egypt out in this competition. And let's talk about the mind games that went into before the penalty was actually taken. We saw Mohamed Salah talking to his teammate. And then Sadio Mane was calling the attention of Gabaski to get in position. Like, bro, get there. That's and let's do the business. But I mean, what do you think about that? Really, the fact that these are 2 teammates, they play for the same team, but of course we know that duty calls, so they had to do what they had to do for their country. But what was your thought on the game? Really, the mind games now?
That actually gave us an insight that before every game, it is not only the managers that are meant to do their homework. Every player is meant to do a certain homework. You're playing against an opponent, you should know about your opponent. Get prepared against them. That's what the whole game was all about. Salah and Mane know each other left, right, and center. So they know both each other. They know each other's weaknesses, and Salah just tried to exploit, and it worked the first time. Yes, his penalty was saved. Mane's penalty was saved, and the second time of action, he just had to change something. The game was. I like the friendship that existed between Salah and Mane. Despite being teammates in club level, then they're playing for their country. There was no bad blood, and that was something very nice to see.
Well, I mean, it was quite interesting, the fact that Mane was telling Gabaski, this is where I'm going to take it. It's on the left side, on the right. I mean, so interesting. But hey, Gabaski won that particular battle. But in the end, Sadio Mane won the war. I mean, Senegal actually lifted the AFCON title, the first in their history. I mean, it's such a big deal. You can see the joy, you can see the happiness, you can see the excitement. I mean, it's not easy to be African champions now, is it?
Yeah, to be African champions, well, it's actually nice, but it's not a sweet one. Why do I say it's not a sweet one? The next AFCON is practically next year.
True.
So it's going to be a very short-lived triumph. So if it was it's going to be having some space in between, then they will enjoy it. But I don't see Senegal lifting the next one. That's just how it is.
Well, I think it's still early days yet now. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we should be rooting for Team Nigeria if we are going to get to the promised land, and touch the trophy for a bit, just try and win it sometime again. But hey, time will tell. Let's see. The powerhouses. Everybody actually came with guns blazing. So before we move away from Senegal actually winning that one, we played 120 minutes of football. No goals, right? We went into penalties. And then let's talk about the penalty, right? Mohamed Salah was designated to take Egypt's penalty, the 5th penalty. Do you think that was bad decision? That was a wrong decision? Because for all intent and purposes, Mohamed Salah is one of the best penalty takers Egypt have got in their squad. Actually, one of their best players, arguably. But was it a smart move? Yeah. For Salah to have been wanting to take the 5th penalty?
It was a very bad decision putting him at the last. Your best penalty takers should actually be taking their penalties quicker than. In fact, your shaky legs should come later. Your best legs should come first, because that's where the real game is. Once it gets to sudden death, then you know that, okay, we are in sudden death. But your best players take the penalties early enough. That's how it's meant to be. We remember the Cristiano Ronaldo situation back then, and it's still fresh in our memory. So it was a bad decision by the Egyptian technical crew there.
Well, I mean, they live to fight another day. It was quite balanced game, really. At some point, it was looking like the game of the goalkeepers. We kept on seeing Edouard Mendy and Gabaski in action here and there, and they actually did make a good account of themselves. Let's not go to the awards now, shall we? You already hinted about one, so let's talk about that one, which is the player of the tournament, Sadio Mane, won. I mean, Senegal won it, so you could actually see the reason why CAF gave that award to the Reds man, the Liverpool man. But it's in some circles, quite a number of people did agree or were actually concerned or raised their doubts as to the reason why Sadio Mane actually won that award, that it should have been given to Vincent Abubakar, considering how much of an influence, how much of a game he had. But before we talk about that, Chisom, the background where you are, I cannot see your face clearly. The light isn't good enough.
Okay. Is it enough?
Oh yes, it is. Oh yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. So talking about the player of the tournament, right? Sadio Mane won it, but a lot of people are clamoring. It's too little, too late. But a lot of people are actually saying that it should have been given to Vincent Abubakar.
Yeah,
do you agree?
Me,
well, you already said you did. Go ahead.
Yeah, Vincent should be the player of the tournament for me, because his influence was seen in all games. In fact, the first 2 games of the tournament,
he scored 2.
Mane was like a passenger in the first game.
Well, he had a penalty.
He had a penalty. Yeah. But when it comes to Vincent was present every time in every game. In fact, they never rested him in any game. He played everything, except the last one, which I didn't expect him to play. But well, when your 3 goes down,
you need something.
Need every force in the world. You need every force in your team at that point in time. Mane had a very good tournament, but well, he also was the driver of his team. He carried his team on his shoulders, and well, it's a tough award anyway.
Well, I mean, Sadio Mane is the man with it. So, hey, let's move on from that one. Another award that actually sparked a lot of conversation has got to be the goalkeeper of the tournament. Edouard Mendy of Senegal won that one, and I would say deservedly so, right? But quite a number of people clamored or expected that Gabaski of Egypt should have actually been the man winning that particular one. But let's talk about the fact that Gabaski did not feature for Egypt at all in the round, the first round games, the group stages. He did not feature at all, and he only came in the later stages of that round of 16 game against Ivory Coast. So that's something. He didn't play as many games, but he actually did save Egypt quite a number of times. As compared to Edouard Mendy, who played five games. He played 5 games for Egypt. He missed the first 2 games due to COVID. He was out. And I mean, do you agree with the fact that Edouard Mendy should have actually been the man who won the goalkeeper of the tournament?
Well, I want to actually go in a bit of a bias, which is firstly, the status of a player counts. No matter how anybody wants to say it, status of players do count. And Mendy is a worldwide name right now, no more a household name. It's a worldwide name. And when he came in, all eyes was on Mendy. And if you watch him, there's no fault you can even call against him. There's no fault you can call against him. So Mendy just had that edge over any other person. The other person I was looking at that would have actually made a niche for himself was Onana of Cameroon.
Okay.
But, well...
He didn't have the best of tournament.
His team considering... Yeah, he had a very nice tournament, but his team was conceding goals, so nobody really...
Well, he's the man in goal, so he actually was conceding goals alongside the Cameroonian side. I mean, he is the man in the driver's seat when it comes to the goalkeeping department.
Yeah, then for that Egyptian keeper, well, I think the game plan was more like that was what was followed. That, okay, when we get out of the group stages, you are the real deal. I think that's just that's actually how I see it. Just like some teams where you see them have a particular keeper, then when they're getting into extra time, make a change. Yeah, I think Netherlands have done something like that before. Nigeria has done something like that too. It's a normal thing. I think the status is what played in the past for Mendy. That's how I see it.
But should we be looking at the status of the player? I mean, the club, the pedigree of the player in question, as opposed to what the player actually does in a particular tournament?
Well, let's look at it from this angle. Mendy was coming to AFCON as, I think, he won
the FIFA best, the goalkeeper. I mean, it was listed FIFA best. Yeah,
I think he was second best in Europe, or in the world. I can't remember.
As the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I can't remember which one he got, but he was recognized before coming to AFCON. So, if you ask 90 people out of 100, 89 will tell you they don't know that Egyptian keeper. 89. So that's just how it is. Like we said, like I just said, the pedigree, the name is what played in his part.
Well, I would like to think that
the other side again, the number of games also played a role.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he had 3 clean sheets for Edouard Mendy. Now he had 3 clean sheets out of the 5 games he played, and that's some thing to be proud of, I guess. And as compared to Gabaski, he played, should I say, 3.5 games? Yes, 3 and a bit of minutes in the Ivory Coast game, and then he had 2 clean sheets in that one. But hey, I mean, really good. I mean, I enjoyed the quality of goalkeeping we saw in the finals. It was really something to watch. So. And that has to be the reason why we had that barren draw in an entire 2 hours. As you can tell, I'm upset about that. Give me goals in regulation time. Yeah. But hey, they didn't do that. But hey, let's move. Go ahead, please.
Let me cut in with something. In football games, most people do not know that no award goes towards extra time and penalty.
True. Regulation time, yes.
Whatever ends at 90 minutes, if there's extra time, whatever heroics you do there is not recognized. So that's just how it's. So if we were to look at the awarding, I think that's correct.
Well, I mean, it's been done and dusted now. Let's now go to another award that I don't think it's no controversy at all. It was smooth sailing, and that had to be the golden boot. Nobody, of course, is going to argue that one. A day, I mean, is anybody going to Vincent Abubakar? Of course, with 8 goals. I mean, what a run, what a game, what a. I mean, it was just he had a fantastic outing. What a way to actually announce your presence, like, I am here, guys. Or do you think there is anybody else who had a shout to get in there at all?
Well, the FA chairman of Cameroon will be smiling and saying, well, Cameroon has a new head to me.
Well,
you understand what I mean?
I didn't get that.
Yeah. Eto is the FA chairman of Cameroon.
Oh, yes.
So he will be looking at Vincent and saying to himself, that guy just replaced me.
Yeah, right. I've got a hair. Oh, and I mean, really, 8 goals. I mean, we're talking about the group stages, already having 5 goals in your pocket. That's some outing, man. That's some outing. Okay, now let's move away from the action that went down at the AFCON. It's done and dusted. Senegal, a hearty congratulations to them winning their first title. I mean, the 3rd time happened to be the champ. So, and I actually, their president actually declared a national holiday. I mean, can you beat that? I mean, that's how much excited they actually were winning the African Cup of Nations.
Well, maybe when we win the World Cup, we might get a holiday.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think we're going to get a holiday for winning the AFCON. No, we've done it before. All right, let's move away from the action on the African continent. Let's move away now to the FA Cup games that went down over the weekend. Some very interesting results. Interesting score. Okay, they're not score lines. Results they were. And Chisom, I know that we had a conversation last week, right? You and I were on the same page, considering the fact that we expected it to be a smooth sailing for the big boys. But no, the big boys did not bam.
Yeah. Well, the big boys actually did the bidding, they did well, except one big boy that is lost inside dreams and hasn't woken up in a very long time.
And okay,
I don't know, before they wake up, things might get spoiled. But well, by saying dreams, you understand what I mean already.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, and I can see where the shade and the digs, where the subs are actually pointed. But of course, that's where I'm going to be starting from. Manchester United, Middlesbrough. I felt that game on paper. No disrespect to Middlesbrough, no disrespect at all to them. But I figured there were not going to be any kind of match at all for Manchester United. But no, they did not agree. They played out a 1-1 draw in regulation time, and I don't know, your thoughts on that game? I never experienced it, basically.
I didn't expect that scoreline. As in 1-1 full time, like what? How? And they just blew it. Middlesbrough going to the next round. It's shocking. And despite the fact that Manchester United played with their strongest side.
Exactly. This was not as if a case of your boy, you used young boys, academy boys. No excuse.
It was just something. It's just one of those games every Manchester United fan just wants to just look away from and just look
and forget.
Tournament. Yeah, it's bizarre.
But hey, Middlesbrough actually have progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup. So some interesting results there. I mean, I never expected it, but hey, the man who actually lost the penalty for Manchester United, Elanga. I'm not so excited about that fact. I mean, for the young lad, but hey, he's got to chin up. There are many more games ahead, and I wish him the best of luck, perhaps. And actually, in fairness to him, really, that game they could have avoided going into penalties because United had more than enough chances to actually bury that game. Should we talk about that miss, that very interesting miss from Bruno Fernandes? It was an open post.
that miss is a chance to become Miss World. Yeah, Miss World.
And
You know,
Ronaldo losing a
it
penalty
was
as well in
it was
regulation
so
time.
empty. The post was just empty. Just slot the ball into the net, and well, things happens.
It was a case of things fall apart.
Yeah, man, this one was not. This was more than things. Dreams fall apart.
Okay, let's move away from Manchester United, but hey, credit to Middlesbrough, and we get to see them in the next round of the FA Cup. Let's talk about this. The other game, another big boy fixture. Chelsea taking on Plymouth. Plymouth actually gave them a scare. Actually, that game was a game. Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't see most of the games. I got bits and pieces here and there, and I was following the action as it went. Plymouth pulling first blood, and Chelsea coming from behind, courtesy Aspilicueta. The goals coming courtesy Aspilicueta and Marcos Alonso. And I mean, your thoughts on that game? How was that game for you? Did you? I didn't expect that Plymouth were going to be such a problem for Chelsea.
Well, I didn't expect to see problems there, but it was like all big boys underrated all the small, the other teams. Let me put it that way. There's no club is actually small, I say. They just underrated them, and their brains came back to life when they just considered the first goals. Because looking at these fixtures, I think Chelsea considered first.
Yes, they did.
I think, yeah. Chelsea considered first. So they were in a shocker like, what just happened? And not just that they considered first, the two people playing up front for Chelsea they were like half-baked bread. Lukaku was lost. Timo Werner
He didn't have the best game either.
Without the win. It's I think those guys need to find a way to get themselves together, because the EPL is not looking nice. Because when they come back to the EPL, Chelsea is likely to drop out of the top four as it is right now. Their striking force just doesn't have it.
Well, I'm sure Thomas Tuchel will not be liking to hear that, and I mean they've got to sort out their issues really quickly. But hey, eventually they did the business. They did what big boys normally do. They bammed and they did kitty and all of that stuff. So Chelsea moving forward to the fifth round of the FA Cup. Another big boy who also was almost about to be shocked, but no, they came back and showed us their big boyness. Was Manchester City taking on Fulham. City also going behind in this one. Fulham pulling first blood. I mean, really early in this one. And I was like, what's going on here? Guardiola, can you see your boys? But hey, Fulham actually got pummeled 4-1. I mean, it was a day. What a game. What a game for City. And, I mean, they considered as early as the 4th minute, and they were able to actually come back less than 2 minutes. UK Gundogan, the man who actually pulled the leveler, and then John Stones, surprisingly, I guess, and then Riyad Mahrez putting the O's of AFCON behind him, scoring 2 goals in that one.
Well, it's Manchester City. Not much to be said about them. They're playing against a championship team. It's a roller coaster. We'll only be shocked if they lose, but well, they always win big.
Right, they know how to do it.
That's Guardiola.
Nothing surprising, right? I mean, no surprises at all.
No surprises at all, no. Their third 11 is still like a first team.
Well, shots fired, but let's move on. To another game, a similar scoreline as well. Everton taking on Brentford. That was a Premier League matchup. I expected fireworks in that one, and we got that. Frank Lampard, his first win with Everton across all competition, really, and first game, first win. I mean, some really nice energy to go on into the Premier League fixture and try to salvage something from their season now. Don't you think so?
Yeah, well, my take on that game was he won't be coming bench and providing an assist. That was my big take from the game. Though I was 3,000% shocked that he could score 4. Like 4 goals.
Yeah, the same Everton that has been struggling to find the back of the net in the Premier League.
That's the same Everton. I don't know, maybe they removed the former bird on their logo and put a new bird there. I don't know, maybe.
Maybe so.
It was a good game. Yeah, it was a good game. So I'm expecting them to do something very nice in the next EPL game.
Yes, I mean, I'm expecting something from them because if they're going to salvage something from their season and don't want to get immersed in that relegation battle, they've got to start now. Let's move away from that one to another game. Liverpool taking on Cardiff City. 3-1 it ended in favour of Liverpool. And with their new boy getting on the score sheet. Did I say score sheet? Beg your pardon.
Diaz?
Yeah, Diaz. He got an assist in this one. Beg your pardon. So that was a mistake from me. But I mean, Minamino, Jota, Elliott on his return, really nice one. And Cardiff actually tried to pull one back, but hey, it was too little, too late. But hey, Liverpool eventually booking their spots in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Any surprises there for you?
No, it's Liverpool, and it's Cardiff. I've never seen. It's been a very long time I saw Cardiff create any problem. The last time Cardiff created a problem for Liverpool was when Craig Bellamy was still there. You can remember how many years ago that is.
Emphasis on the word years.
It was a very straightforward game. Though I was a little scared because they didn't score on time.
Yes,
it was later
the second half. Yeah, it was a late party. Let's move away from that one to another Premier League matchup. Tottenham taking on Brighton. And Brighton being the specialist in draws. This season, I expected a draw in regulation time. But no, the Conte's men were not here to play. So 3-1. It ended in favour of Tottenham. Harry Kane getting on the score sheet twice. I didn't expect that, considering the kind of season he's been having. But hey, something really nice. It's something nice for his confidence and all of that.
Well, that it was just it's to boost his confidence anyway. But I don't see Harry Kane scoring so many goals this season. It's not going to work that way. And Brighton, well, they surprised me considering. I think is it 3 goals or 2 goals?
Yeah, 3 goals.
I remember what it's called. Yeah, 3 goals. It was very surprising. Brighton that has been so watertight this season.
Yes.
3-3. Well,
I mean, they are the draw specialist for a reason. Okra and Ogbono is their soup of choice.
They draw for a living.
You get it? So for me, the shocker of the FA Cup has got to be the thrashing, the annihilation, the pummeling, the beating, the trouncing of Leicester City. Nottingham Forest were not here to play. They were not here to joke. They came with the kind of energy they used to shank Arsenal out of the competition. Sorry, no sub. I didn't mean that. It's just a straight bullet. The same way was how they handled Leicester City. Nottingham Forest 4, Leicester City 1. Did you expect that though?
Well, I actually saw it coming. To be frank, I saw that coming. Well, I actually, when I was looking at the fixtures, I saw Nottingham Forest versus Leicester. Nottingham is at home. I said, no, whenever these guys are at home, Nottingham Forest, whenever they play the FA Cup at home, they are always like, they can go for holiday and do intensive training just to win that one game. I can remember there was a time when they had to tell the championship board to give them some time to prepare for the FA Cup game. So they played against Millwall earlier than normal. I can remember that time. So it's actually their style of anyway. Though, at least Arsenal will be saying to themselves, well, we're not the EPL side that was beaten after all.
Right. And I mean, what an association to belong to.
Well, misery loves company.
Well, I did not say that. You're the one throwing shades and subs at your club. So, oh no, your parents' club. Beg your pardon. Your parents' club.
Yeah, my parents' club. Yeah.
I mean, so basically, no surprises. Okay, not much surprises. For me, the surprises of the FA Cup has got to be Middlesbrough actually qualifying at the expense of Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. Maybe okay, but Cinnamon Kells did score. Kelechi Iheanacho getting on the score sheet, but hey, it did not count eventually for Leicester. But I mean, no, and I skipped one game. My bad. Another Premier League matchup as it stands. Wolves taking on Norwich City. Norwich actually beating Wolves.
Yeah.
I never expected it. I can tell you that for free. Did you expect it?
I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. I really expected it.
I don't know. I don't have words. I'm not joking. I mean, I saw that game and I was like, okay, Wolves still got some time. They can still do this. But no, Norwich were not here to play.
No, Norwich surprised me in that game. Winning that game, well, no, they bounce on. They bounce on. Yeah, to the next round.
I mean, that's exactly what they've done. Okay, let's move away from the FA Cup action. Let's go really quickly now to the La Liga, where we had some very mouth-watering fixtures. Real Madrid, of course, in action. And for me, the highlight of that game had to be the goal, the Marco Asensio goal, and then the number of saves the Granada goalkeeper actually made. It was, I mean, the barrage of attack Real Madrid kept on producing over and over and over again. I knew that at some point they were going to break. At some point they were going to concede. And they did not just concede on a just anyhow goal. It was a sublime, I mean, what a goal from Marco Asensio.
You know, if anybody tells me, oh, the Real Madrid players think we should have a drug test on them, I would say yes, but they were playing like machines. And that keeper was just saving. In fact, that guy should be in the mailbox. That guy can save anything. That game was just so fast, very pacey. Madrid were playing like they were running on battery that doesn't die. The game was very interesting. I can say that for a fact. I saw the game live.
Well, it was a game. I mean, it was really enjoyable. But hey, Real Madrid, of course, reinstating, I guess, their energy, the kind of form they started this season with, should I say that? And it was really good. But let's move away from that one. Real Madrid winning isn't so surprising these days now, is it? Let's talk about the game. Barcelona beating, trouncing, thrashing Atletico Madrid 4-2. Did you expect it? Because I did not.
Well, miracles do happen, and that day was one of those miracles. And it's like there are some things that it doesn't change. Jordi Alba, Dani Alves.
I mean, it's a partnership. I mean, I really enjoyed that goal. I did. I absolutely did. It was beautiful.
Well, it's just one of those games. I think Barcelona just came out to actually prove a point that we are not down, we are not out, we are still here, we can still give out something.
And okay, talking about giving out something, I think that by the kind of business they did in the winter, in January, it looked as if Barca were trying to do something like a quick fix. And let's talk about the influence and the impact Adama Traore had in that game. It was a debut and a half. He had a fantastic game. What a way to announce your presence in the La Liga. I mean, hello, I'm back. Hello, I'm home. It was a really good game for him. And let's talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well. I don't know. Should I ask what could have been going through Xavi's mind? You're already trouncing Atletico like that, and yet you still introduced Aubameyang. What do you want exactly? Their blood?
Well, he just wanted to prove a point. That win is going to boost the morale of the whole club and the fans too. So more goals would have actually made them even feel, yes, we are back. But
and now, yes.
Well, we are still looking at them with one eye open and one eye closed. Like, are you guys really serious?
But hey, I mean, they have leapfrogged their way into the top 4, so it's quite an interesting place to be. Because I didn't give Barca that much credit at this point of the season. I didn't expect them to be here, but hey, credit to them. And I mean, it's something really nice. Let's see if we're expecting more as the season does progresses. But that's on the positive side now for Barcelona. For Atletico Madrid, can I ask you what is going on with Atleti?
Atletico Madrid right now, I just don't know what's wrong with them. I think they need to change their style of play by all means, because I think everybody has studied how they play and just know that you don't need to come out and play against this guy. Just sit back and wait for them. They will not want to sit down and play for a draw, so you will force them to come out. And that's what they've been doing to Atletico ever since.
Something has got to give. Something has got to give. They cannot continue like this. They've shipped in so many goals this season. Not the Atletico we used to know.
Yeah, they be conceding goals like.
It's going out
I
of
think they need
fashion.
to go get those. Yeah, because that style of game is really stressful, very stressful. Running around for 90 minutes, you will burn out, and you cannot do that for 5 straight seasons. You're not
Without
running
a
on battery or
problem.
solar system.
Okay, maybe not, but hey, I mean, it's just some interesting start there. Atletico scoring 38 goals and conceding 30. That's not the Atletico we used to know. That's not the Atletico we expect of a Diego Simeone or what he has built over time. That's not what we expect from them. But hey, let's see if they can turn around and maybe, I don't know, get back into Champions League sports. But hey, time will tell. But Real Madrid, of course, sitting quite pretty in first place on the La Liga table, 53 points they've got from 23 games played. Sevilla also interestingly in second place. 47 points they've got from 23 games played. Real Betis 40 points from 23 and Barca 38 points from 22 they've got a game in, and Atletico as well got a game in, and 36 points they've got from 22. So some interesting, I think I still expect some swaps, some shifts up and down to happen in the La Liga, because at some point about 5 weeks, 6 weeks ago, we had Real Sociedad in the top 4, actually in the top 2, but hey, they are now sitting pretty in the 7th place. So I expect some shuffling going on in the La Liga table.
Well, that's back in the days we call it shoot get side. We don't have the elephant. We don't know how the elephant climbed the tree, but one definite thing is it will come down to the floor.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's what happened to Real Sociedad. And well, Barcelona tried to tell us that the apple came down from the tree. We need to plant it back up.
And let's see how plant it is they had currently doing. Okay, let's move away from the La Liga action. Let's go now to the Ligue 1, where Paris Saint-Germain trounced Lille 5-1. Lionel Messi also getting his second goal of the Ligue 1 campaign. So I don't think it wasn't surprising for me. 5-1 trouncing it was. I'm not shocked. I won't say I never experienced it. I experienced it. But what actually made it make news has got to be the fact that King Leo actually scored in this particular one, getting the second goal of the Ligue 1 campaign.
Well, Messi scoring isn't news to me. For a player who has over 600 goals, he scored a second goal against Lille. Like, okay, they are the current champions, but it's Lille, for crying out loud. I don't see anything special in that. It's like saying, oh, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick against Watford. No disrespect to Watford, but I don't know. That's how I actually see it. There's nothing special. Well, 2 goals in as many games is something I need to raise an eyebrow for. Exactly.
But talking about the comparison, Ronaldo, Watford are yet to win the Premier League title. So don't let us disrespect Leo like that. They are the current champions of the Ligue 1.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the champions.
Exactly, right? Okay, I mean, talking about the Ligue 1, I'll talk about PSG, and that's it. Let's move away from that particular country right now. Let's move away from that particular one. Let's go now to the Serie A, where we had what a game that was. Inter Milan going head-to-head AC Milan at the San Siro. And AC Milan, surprisingly, because I felt like going into this particular game, Inter Milan seemed to be the one with the momentum for me. But AC Milan actually taking that one, 2-1. It was the Olivier Giroud show.
Yeah, Olivier Giroud, well, he just knows how to pop up the kettle when it is time to pop it up. And he delivered, surprisingly, for me. So I never expected that Messi Milan is going to beat Inter Milan, like, not in any fraction. The worst that could happen is a draw, but wow, they came out with a win. And Giroud gave both goals. Well, good for him, even at his age. They have grandfathers as strikers in AC Milan, so it's expected.
I don't know why you're throwing subs. I mean, they did the job, right? AC Milan beating Inter Milan in that one, and Inter actually scoring first, and Milan having to fight their way back, get a comeback, and also winning and taking maximum points in that one. It seems as though the Serie A seems to, it's about to go down. We should be expecting a showdown.
When I looked at the table in Serie A, and it's actually fascinating in the sense that Roma is not far behind. Juventus is not even in the top 4 yet. Inter Milan, Napoli is a team everyone needs to keep an eye on because they are grinding out wins, 1-0 wins, just rolling. Nobody's even shouting about them. The media is actually keeping a low profile on them, which is actually a good thing for them. Everybody's eyes on Inter Milan and Juventus. And I'm actually following Napoli. Maybe I might actually put to where they are.
Actually, I am as well because I mean, looking back now, thinking about the fact that what actually derailed their season, what actually messed up with their season was the fact that when Victor Osimhen got injured, and the fact that since he's been back, they've been on that increase in momentum. You can see it. You can see them getting the results. It might not be beautiful. It might not be sexy football, but they're getting the job done. 3 points, maximum points in the bag, and they seem to be breathing down the neck of Inter Milan sitting in first place. We've got Napoli and AC Milan tied on points, 52 points they both got, but they played one game more than Inter Milan have got. So Inter have got a game in hand, but hey, Inter with a game in hand with 53 points, but I don't know, a game in hand, like I say, it's not points in hand now, is it?
An egg in hand. It's either fried or boiled.
Oh, I need to ask you, where was that particular proverb from? From what part of Africa did that one come from?
Wakanda.
I'm done. I think I dropped my essentially. Okay, now let's move away from the Serie A action. But hey, it's eating up really, and I can't wait to see. Because okay, wait, let me ask you now, right? Inter Milan, Napoli, AC Milan, as it stands right now, 24 games played actually. Inter are the ones who've got a game in hand. Who is looking most likely for you to win the Serie A this season?
My money is on Napoli.
Napoli?
But, yeah, my money is on Napoli. But we cannot overlook Juventus. We cannot overlook them. They just know how to grind out some sublime run, and everybody just be blown out of the water. So let's keep an eye on them with a touchlight if possible.
Interesting. I'm not saying Juve in the running for this one, but hey, time will tell. Juve actually winning the one over the weekend, 2-0. They beat Verona. Okay, let's move away from that action in Serie A, and let's go now to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich went. It was a very interesting game. Bayern 3, RB Leipzig 2. It was looking as though it was slipping away from Bayern, but hey, they did what stars normally do. They what the big boys normally do. And they eventually came in that one. Of course, the usual suspect for Bayern Munich, Thomas Müller, getting on the score sheet, Lewandowski as well. And then there was an own goal that actually gave Bayern the win. What's the name now? Vardio. Yeah, that's the gentleman's name. And for RB Leipzig, Andre Silva and Christopher Nkunku getting on the score sheet for them, but it couldn't count eventually with Bayern taking maximum points in that one. Of course, if I ask you to zoom, were you surprised? I don't think you were surprised that Bayern won.
No, I was surprised. I expected it. I was just surprised that Leipzig could still get goals, like 2 goals for that matter.
Yeah, and actually make it difficult for them.
Game. Yeah, it was very interesting, and the goals were plenty. That's the sweet part of it.
True that. For a neutral, it was a beautiful game of football. Let's move away now from the Bundesliga action. Let's end our sojourn in Europe in the Premier League. The Premier League returns today. Look at me, so excited. Whew. It was a long 2 weeks away. It was long. Newcastle taking on Everton, and we know that Newcastle are fighting for survival. Everton, some way, somehow, found themselves mired in the relegation battle. Some way, somehow, they are trying to rescue their season because they sit currently in 16th place, and Newcastle with 19th in 19th position. What do you think? Everton eventually getting their first win, under Frank Lampard. So, as a new sheriff in town, are we expecting something to change at the Goodison Park?
Funny enough, I'm actually rooting for both sides. So, as it is right now, my mind is telling me I should just divide my roots into two and give them 1-1. So they should just share it and play a draw.
But you know, at this point in the season, if you're trying to survive, a point shouldn't be what you're looking for.
Yes, but at this point in time, Newcastle are going to be coming out playing like their house is on fire. And also, I think they're at home.
Yeah. They are home,
and,
yes.
Everton are looking like a team that just got a new red star on their badge. Like anybody who's in front of us, I can get them out. Though the hungrier team is going to be the Newcastle team.
So, let's see who's going to be more hungry.
Well, let's hope the goals are going to be there and they're going to do what's expected.
Even though I'm not expecting so many goals in this particular one, excuse me, please, my voice. I'm sorry, girl is tired. But I'm not expecting so many goals in this one because what has been the undoing of Newcastle so far this season is to score one goal and some way, somehow, eventually concede at the back. But hey, time will tell. Let's see who our goal scorers will be. But Richarlison did score over the weekend in the FA Cup. So let's see if something, perhaps some energy, some much needed ginger will have been injected into this Everton side. Another game to look at has got to be West Ham taking on Watford. And I don't know, what do you think in this game? This game, I just don't know where it's going to go. Both of these teams have got quite a ways behind them. West Ham in 5th place and Watford in 18th. I mean, what a distance. So what do you expect in this particular game? Network seems to be messing up there. I'll be trying to see if I can reconnect with Chisom. But hey, what do you guys think? West Ham taking on Watford. Do you think the Hammers will dust off Watford just like that? Or are we expecting a bit more fight, a bit from the Hornets? Because I personally, I don't know what's wrong with Watford. They started the season quite well, but it's not been going their way really. So let's look at their games. They've played 21 games. 1-4. I mean, that's got to explain why they are where they are, really. Drawn 3 and have lost a total of 14. A whopping 14 games they've lost. So that's quite some tally, to say the very least. But hey, let's see. And for West Ham, they played 23 games, won 11, drawn 4 and lost 8. So hey, time will tell, right? So to some West Ham, Watford, who is taking it for you? Paulo Chisom, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you now.
I said West Ham or Watford. Who's taking it?
West Ham is taking it. West Ham is taking it.
No questions asked.
No, it's a straightforward game. Very straight.
Very straight. Emphasis on very. All right, but how many goals? Let me put you on the spot. West Ham beating Watford by how many goals?
Well, let me put it at 2-0.
West Ham 2, Watford 0. Okay, interesting. Another game to look at has got to be Burnley taking on the wounded Manchester United. I say wounded because of the way they went out of the FA Cup. And Burnley also struggling, fighting for survival. I expect some bloodshed in this particular one. No football, no violence, of course, but I expect this game to be very, very hard fought.
Well, the game is going to be Manchester United. I expect them coming out all gun blazing. So I cannot look beyond a win for them. Well, hard luck for Burnley anyway.
Hard luck for Burnley. I don't know how the game is going to go. I don't know because personally, I feel like any team that is immersed in a relegation battle that's the last team you want to play. That's the last team you want to play. It's better you play a team who is in the middle, somewhere there, or you play your mates, somewhere around the same vicinity. But when you are playing those teams within that red zone. Do you understand? 18, 19, 20, don't do it. And Burnley play. They are sitting in 20th place. I don't know. I'm not envying Manchester United players right now. Really, I don't, because I expect Burnley to actually make life difficult for them. But hey, let's move away from that one. Side the games we're expecting tonight in the EPL. So the EPL is back. Are you guys excited? Well, I am. Newcastle taking on Everton, West Ham taking on Watford, and Manchester United and Burnley. So at the 12th more. Let's see how that particular one will go. Let's see if Burnley can salvage something from their season. Other games tomorrow in the Premier League. Let's look at what we're expecting to see. I mean, the EPL is back now. Is it Tottenham taking on Southampton, Manchester City taking on Brentford, Aston Villa taking on Leeds United, Liverpool taking on Leicester City, Wolves taking on Arsenal. I mean, hello. What a game.
Oh, Wolves Arsenal. That game, I give them my blessings.
But it's on Thursday, though. I think the Gunners have got this one. And Liverpool Leicester as well is on Thursday. The other games I mentioned happening tomorrow.
Arsenal can win that game. Well, like 0-1 by 1 goal.
Stranger things have happened. It's football.
Yeah. Anything can happen in football.
But Chisom, I need to point out the fact that you don't seem to have so much faith in your parent club.
I didn't get what you said.
I'm concerned about the fact that you don't have so much faith in your parent club. You don't sound confident about Arsenal trouncing Wolves.
No, the club has misdirection. Arsenal is in the bush right now. They're trying to find their way out. They're with the cutlass, cutting their way out.
I'm not going to laugh.
Whenever they find themselves out.
I'm not going to laugh, so I can claim plausible deniability. Chisom was the one who threw Arsenal under the bus.
No.
Oh my days. But a game of the week, of the midweek, has got to be, for me, Liverpool taking on Leicester. The last time out they met, the first half of the season, Leicester were the victor in that one, beating Liverpool 1-0. What do you expect to happen in this one? Even though this one is happening at the Anfield. So, Wagwan, what do you think?
Well, this game is going to be Liverpool winning. Leicester City, I don't know. Leicester City has gone back to the Leicester City of maybe 2014. That's what I'm feeling like right now. They've gone back to the Leicester of that time when they just be struggling with championship, every season. Because this season they have been very awful, very, very awful.
And it's even the quality of goals, the kind of goals they concede. They've been doing, so for games they're going to keep a clean sheet, they do it, which has been few and far in between. But for the games they're going to concede, they do a minimum of 2 goals. They concede a minimum of 2. It's how they've been going, and it's quite an interesting way of having a topsy-turvy season, really. But I mean, it's going to be a game, some interesting game we're expecting to see. And I mean, Premier League is back, right? Let's now move on, and it's time to carry Guangwana and leave our house. No, we are leaving to our house, yes. But before we do that, let's talk about Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea are not playing in the Premier League this week and the next because of the midweek game as well as the weekend fixture because of the World Club Cup. So let's see what the European champions will be doing. They play Al Hilal tomorrow, 5:30. Chisom, should I even ask you, what do you expect? Do you expect any kind of upset? Because on paper, it looks as though Chelsea have got it. But what do you expect in this particular one?
Well, I'm going to sound like 2 people right now. Let me sound as a pundit that I should be. Now, I expect Chelsea to be in the finals. I expect Chelsea to actually pick the trophy. And Mendy will have another accolade to his name in less than a year. Then, let me speak like a bad belly. I would love Chelsea to be in the finals and lose it.
I'm speechless. I don't have words.
Yeah, I just like it to just look that way. So they will not really disturb. us. They're very loud.
Okay, okay. But something interesting is going to be the fact that Chelsea are currently without their coach, Thomas Tuchel. He tested positive for COVID-19, so he couldn't travel with the squad. But I'm sure he's going to be on the phone, like 247 with his boys. Like, what's going on? Video call here, video call there. Who is eating this? Who is doing this? And all of that stuff. But hey, time will tell tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Nigerian time. That one is going down. Al Hilal versus Chelsea. So let's see how the particular game will pan out. I would expect that Chelsea should do the business against them. But hey, it's football, yes?
That reminds me. Odioni Gallo.
Yes, he is with Al Hilal. Yes, he is.
So I just hope he scores against Chelsea. Joy.
Well, I hope he scores as well. I mean, I love. He's our countryman, and he's a fantastic footballer. I wish him all the best. I wish him a great game, really, against Chelsea. Okay, it's time for us to carry our guangwara and leave the studio. But before we do that, I want your predictions on the EPL games for midweek. How many goals? Where are we expecting a barrage of goals? For Arsenal Wolves, what are you calling that one for?
Just one goal. 0-1, Arsenal to win.
Arsenal to win that one. Liverpool, Leicester.
Well, we'll need to get a basket for that game.
You think?
Yeah, we'll need a basket for that game.
Okay, so we're scoring what?
Well, I expect a 4-2 win for Liverpool.
4-2. Okay, Aston Villa, Leeds United.
Aston Villa Leeds. Well, Aston Villa are the hot favorite, but I'm giving it to Leeds to take that game.
Interesting call.
They want to win.
Leeds 2, Villa 1. All right, Manchester City, Brentford.
Well, I would have expected a basket, but I will still carry my keg or cup if possible. So I'm expecting a 3-0 win for Man City.
3-0 for City. Tottenham, Southampton.
Draw. 1-1.
Wow, okra soup and ogbono in that place. Norwich, Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace should take that one. 2-0 win.
But I mean, okay, all right then. But I think Norwich are coming into this one with quite a bit of momentum. I don't know, there seems to be some kind of energy, some injection in this particular team. So let's see what they are going to do tomorrow against Palace. All right then, thank you so much. You said what?
Don't know which energy we switch off before the game.
Ouch. Thank you so much, so I mean, with all your bad belaying, thank you so much for all the shades and subs you threw. It was a pleasure having you on the show, as always.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's been great being here, and thank God EPL is back.
The EPL is back. All right, guys, it's time for me to leave the studio. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did on the show. I mean, it was a swell time hanging with you. But hey, let's keep the conversation going across different socials we are there, and we would love for you to join the conversation. All right, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm sorry I didn't mention that at the beginning of the show, but hey, let's continue the conversation now, shall we? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it is at CTV Live, and on TikTok, it is CTV Live 1. You could also talk to us via WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp only line. Don't call the number 0901-560-1908. Let me know your predictions, your thoughts, your reactions, your calls on the games that we're expecting to see. The EPL is back, so are you guys as excited as I am? I cannot wait. I really cannot. But we're still enjoying the euphoria of the AFCON, of course. Like I always say, life is way too short not to experience football, but make sure that you stay safe while you're at it. Ensure that you are as safety cautious as possible, all right? Wash your hands properly, avoid crowded environments. On the roads, respect traffic rules and regulations. As you're a pedestrian, use the bridges, all right? Instead of you crossing the road in places where there are available, if there are no bridges, pedestrian bridges, make sure you look left, right, and then left again before you cross the road, all right? Safety at all times. Till I come your way again, I remain your home girl. Omolabake is my name. CTV Live is the handle, so make sure you stick around with us because we've got many more action to come, all right? So we've got so many packages just for your viewing pleasure. Bye for now, guys.